I know, I'm just as surprised as you to see me here. But I was in the mood to make a commentary and I've nothing else to do, so here I am. So yesterday I installed Forza Horizon 4. Great game, by the way. Thing was, in order to install the game, I needed to create an account on Xbox. And I thought that was so weird because Xbox has nothing to do with a PC game, right? Other than that Microsoft owns it. Well, turns out that Xbox, yes, to be confused with the console, is also Microsoft's game launcher. And I thought, oh, great, another fucking game launcher. Look, every time I start my computer for a nice little cozy gaming session, I have to start Steam, Battle.net, Origin, Bethesda Launcher, fucking Uplay, and now Xbox. That's just to be able to play games. Now, I know that might not sound like much of a hassle, it's just a couple of extra clicks. And it could also be solved with having the app start automatically when starting your computer, or having one of those universal launchers, like I think it's like Launchbox, and there's also one called Play Night, I think. Thing is, I just, like a lot of people, use my computer for lots of stuff, not just gaming. I don't want to be online on all services all the time. Or at least I want to be able to decide when to be online and where. Like in the good old days, being online meant being online on Skype and on Steam. At least for me. It was very straightforward, like you were online on your communication service and online on your, game service. Now it's like 1 trillion accounts I have to be online on. And for the ones advocating universal launchers, sure, but at the same time, like, how ridiculous isn't it? Starting your computer to start a universal launcher that starts a specific game launcher that then starts your game. Oh, and make sure to keep those fuckers updated or else. Now, why have companies adopted this method? Well, I'm no expert in sales and marketing, but I'm pretty sure that having all your games in one launcher where you have all the ad space you need for yourself and to advertise the games the player hasn't already bought, that probably does pretty good for the sales. Like, if I was going to just play Battlefield and launch it from the desktop, I might not have noticed other quality games that EA makes, like Peggle. Right, so for example, think of a company like Tesla. Contrary to other automakers in the same price range, like Audi or Mercedes, Tesla only sells their cars in their own stores, not through dealerships. This allows them to control pretty much everything, not just like the product, but the entire experience of buying it and showcasing all the accessories and extras and so on. And this maybe doesn't apply to gaming as much as cars, but I think it still shares some resemblance. And I can kind of agree with that. Like, I really understand why a company like EA wants to have their own launcher rather than, for lack of a better word, sucking the dick of Valve just to get their games on Steam. But what makes this so strange is that every time I launch, I don't know, SimCity, is that I have to go into EA stores just to access what I've already bought. Like, the game is in my library, yeah, sure, but there's no way of playing the game without starting Origin and thereby going into the store and see their ads and so on. It's like if I had to keep my Tesla parked at the store just in order to drive it. And also, since I recently discovered Xbox, the app, I wouldn't be so infuriated if the UI wasn't so horrible. Like, it took me seriously 50 minutes yesterday just to find out where you have, where you search for new friends. Yes, that is a feature I use a lot. And as if that wasn't enough, it's slow as hell. Like, Steam isn't really known for being particularly fast, but it's miles ahead of the multi-billion company known as Microsoft. Now, lastly, and this is a much wider issue and also an interesting topic, but it's a much wider issue than I can cover in this video. But with all these launchers separated for each and every company, it means more accounts to be created and more credit card information to be stored and, personal details to be sold and passwords to be forgotten and so on. And I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like stuff like that gets me really paranoid with all these accounts. And sometimes it seems just so ridiculous. Just in order to be able to play a game, you have to have an account everywhere. Like, I understand if it's multiplayer, but there are a lot of single player games nowadays that you just need an account on a game launcher just to be able to play it. And I don't know. I think that's so unnecessary. Now, to wrap this up, I don't know if game launchers really are making it harder to play games, but I think it takes away some of the ease and fun of just installing a game and playing it. Like without any login details and launchers. You know, just the pure simplicity of playing the game. And this is really a rant, since I'm not proposing any ideas to solve this, but yeah, that's for another day. Canadium out.
All the way up to the lighthouse. Come on, straight line speed. Here we go.